Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. Thank you all for coming out this afternoon. Really appreciate you spending some time with us and sharing this moment. Howard was extremely influential in the restaurant of Cravings. Those of you that know, he had the coffee shop next door, and for many years ran the coffee shop, and we became friends. Soon after he and I became friends, he one day said, "You know what, you should take this over and I'll work for you." So we launched a plan, and the plan was to take over his coffee shop and turn it into a little sandwich shop. And a few weeks later, that didn't work. The health department wouldn't approve us in that location, and Jimmy Braithwaite had mentioned this Burger King was available and that I should take that over. And so I said something to Howard, "You come make the coffee and I'll make the food, and let's go open Cravings next door." And so we did, and that first summer was a unique adventure. Howard was a character, and he manned the register, and I did the food. And most of the time, it went very well. Some of the times, somebody would come in and say, "Hey, is your coffee good here?" And Howard had a very rehearsed line there, and he would pause and say, "Actually, we pride ourselves in the worst cup of coffee in town." And inevitably, the customer would always say, "I guess that was a stupid question." And then he would follow up and go, "You asked it." And about the sixth or seventh time that this went on through the summer, I would quickly, when I heard that, go up and kind of hip check Howard and say, "Let me talk to the customer," and try and smooth that over a little, because some people were well received with it and thought it was funny, and other people kind of turned and left. But we had a great relationship, and he definitely helped advise me, and it really helped throughout the years having somebody with his wisdom. When he turned 70, we had a little party here, and it was kind of cool because that was the year Guy Fieri showed up that summer. And I had taken Howard out back and said, "Today's the day you retire again." The employees were at their wits' end, and Howard was at his wits' end with the employees, and we had grown and gotten busier, and it just was beginning to be hectic. And so then launched Howard's new career with me, which was delivering the bread and the food to both stores. And for the next 10 years, he did that for us. So it was a pretty neat ability for us to adapt with him and for him to kind of keep doing things with us and very much be involved. He loved going to the stores and talking to the employees and being aware of, he'd come back and say, "Hey, they're using too much salsa over there. They went through 2 buckets yesterday." And so he always had his 2 cents to put in of how we were running things, and most of the time it was a good angle from him to look at. So along comes last summer, and he's turning 80 on 4th of July, so I asked him, "Why don't you come out and help us? We're going to do the parade, and first time ever we'll do the float." And so we had these T-shirts you'll see up here made. Back when he was 70, we had them made, and we all wore them and surprised him in the restaurant, and he kind of got a little frustrated, but it was a neat moment. So last year at 4th of July, we had the T-shirts made again, and we threw them out to the guests when we were riding around in the float in the parade, and asked Howard to drive the float, and he pulled the float for us, and it was a neat experience. So that's my story. We had a really good run. He was an amazing person. I just wanted to spend some time today and share it with you guys. We will miss him, and appreciate you guys coming out today. Thank you.